Hello, let's answer your political questions. We're going to look at the war, the governor's race. Um, Welcome to my channel. Thank you to my loyal viewers. I really appreciate you and your wonderful comments. And I'm happy to be here for you. Thank you for joining me. Oh, I got to put my microphone on so you can hear me. I've been having Mercury retrograde issues. There's the microphone. And welcome to my channel if you are new. Okay, so I'm looking at Cankles today, and when I look at him, I'm a psychic medium. I use the cards to kind of back me up. But so when I look at him, I see that I see not like a nail, but a screw. Okay, so a metal screw. It looks like he's so angry. I don't know that he physically did this, but he's angry enough to do it. Break a piece of furniture, like a chair or something goes flying. And whatever happened, whatever broke was the Republicans turning on him to vote for the Epstein files to be released. Okay. So, and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Republicans are standing up to him a lot more. News channels, reporters are pushing back. Thank you, Mary Bruce from ABC. I was really disillusioned with ABC, but she did push back when the Saudi prince was there, asking Cankles and the Saudi prince about the murder of Jamal Khashoggi. And so he's angry. His poll numbers, so he's doing things to try to make himself look better. We're going to talk about the war in Ukraine. Looks like he might be able to work something out there. He is now reducing the tariffs. He is talking on the phone today with China, getting a deal we're going to talk about the farmers a little bit. They're important. If you're not a farmer, it's still important to the economy, and because it matters, because they're Americans and they're people, and it matters. Some of them, a lot of farmers have lost their farms. I live in a agricultural area, a lot of small farms, not really factory farms, but there are a lot of big agriculture, a lot of money, and a lot of this is due to big corporations. But Cankles was on, that's a whole nother thing, but Cankles was on the phone today trying to get a deal for China to start buying soybeans again. If it's not too late to save some of the farmers, I know a lot of them, there's been suicides. Their towns are, emptying out. Everything's closing down, their schools, their stores in a lot of these farming towns in Arkansas or Iowa. I don't know where they are. I know there's some in Arkansas. Anyway, we'll talk about that. So back to Cankles. So what I'm looking at psychically is that he's broken. He's broken his chair, his throne. Okay. He's broken the structure. So he has this piece of wood with a screw on it. And all that stuff about Mandami, he will stab Mandami in the back, of course. That you don't even need a psychic to tell you that, but that's just what he does. And Mandami was masterful negotiating that in the White House. That was really, really good job, Mandami. So he's trying to get, what else is he doing? Trying to roll back the tariffs. They're going to put some kind of healthcare plan idea out there. It won't be great, but it'll be something that Republicans can say to try to win the midterms and stop him from being impeached. So he's realizing that he's really in trouble and he's really angry. He's screwed. And so the symbology of a piece of broken wood with a screw in it is you're screwed, and he can't get the screw out. That's the Epstein files, because they are coming out, even though they're going to try to hide them and block them and just release little things. And Pam Bondi's still, scheming away at trying to hide it. They're not going to be able to. There's more emails coming out. There's pictures that are going to come out. There's witnesses, and there are hundreds of FBI agents who have already seen the files. So they can redact all they want, but it's not going to work. And so basically, I don't know if he's fully accepted that, but he's gotten the idea he's screwed. Energetically, the screw is you broke it and now you're screwed. Because if he would have kept the economy on track, not, been attacking families of immigrants, not firing all these people, if he would have kept even just the economy going, he might have been able to keep the backing of Republicans, and but he's destroyed it. He's broke it. Not to say that it was so great to start with when he got in there. So that's another story. And that's about big corporations taking over our country and our world, mostly America. That's kind of another story here. So he's holding this piece of broken wood with the screw. He can't get the screw out. He is not a carpenter with a tool to unscrew the screw. He doesn't understand that. That's not what he's doing. Like, how do I unscrew myself? And no pun intended, the Epstein files, raping children. So the screw, you're screwed. The karma is coming back. Okay. So what he's going to do with his broken piece of wood and his screw, he's not going to take the screw out and try to fix it or build a new chair. That's not who he is. He's going to attack people, particularly the left. We have all these posts about kill people, who say things that say that you shouldn't follow illegal military orders. That's not a crime. That's the law. You should not follow illegal orders. In the military, you should not follow, illegal things, whoever says it. If it's illegal, you should not follow it. And those senators and Congress people, Democrats, were supporting the military because they're under a lot of pressure. Being sent to attack cities, bombing boats, little fishing boats in, Venezuela waters or South American waters. So, and trying to steal elections. And so he's already done it. January 6th created, he's the traitor. He's the one that should have been hung and not in office, really. But so what he's going to do with this piece of broken wood and the screw is attack other people, because that's all he knows how to do. Anyway, that's how he's doing. Even though he's rolling all these things back and trying to make it look better, let's do a little health care. Let's roll back the tariffs. Let's get some soybeans sold. Even though he's doing that, let's put Mondami up there. And really, there's so much going on. So, okay. So I'm going to answer your questions. Let's look at the Ukraine war. A lot going on here. Okay. So I hope my phone doesn't make a beepy sound. I'm going to get the kids to show me how to turn the phone off and still be able to read the questions. Okay. Okay. So this is somebody saying, sometimes my anger gets the better of me. I find myself sending negative energy to politicians most responsible. How does doing this affect the surrender? I'm aware of negative thoughts are not good for us. Okay, this is from Jody. Thank you, Jody, for that question. Okay, so what does it do when you're angry and you're sending negative thoughts to the other person who's already a negative person? If it's a good person, you can hurt them. Sorry to say that. But if they're a negative person and you're sending them negative energy, It's almost like they're feeding off that, and it's not really hurting them. Who is it hurting? You. So if you look at yourself like, here's your energy, your aura, a person here. Okay, here you are. And here's the person who's doing wrong. And you're sending them negative energy, negative thoughts. That's, if they're a negative person, a narcissist, that's what they wanted. They wanted to make you angry, and they're feeding off your suffering. So who's that hurting? You. I'm going to do in my members, I'm going to do a healing class. Oh, I'm doing an angel healing, Ascended Master angel healing class December 6th. And I'm going to show people how to switch off that negativity, because it's really not helping. What if you sent them love, it would make them confused and they wouldn't know what to do with it. It's like it throws their vibration off. Or if you knew some type of healing techniques, or if you're using a voodoo doll, that's different. I don't do black magic. Maybe I do white magic, but I'm not saying that black magic is, so a lot of people are angry and they're doing that. And your anger isn't wrong. And when you release your anger, when you're angry and you lash out or you do something against somebody, you'll feel a temporary relief. You'll feel better, but it doesn't solve the problem, and it isn't really good for you because you're responsible for it yourself. So better thing to do is send them love, but join my class and we'll do this emotional healing. That'll be really cool. And my class is only a few weeks away, December 6th. So check me out there. It's on my website. But yeah, I wouldn't do that. I would send them, say prayers that I hope they are held responsible, and I hope that they have to answer, and I hope the truth is found out. May the truth be found out. More like that. And then you could also do things in the physical world, like post on social media or vote or help candidates that you want to win. Okay. Subscribe to my channel. Like me. Hey, send me a like. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Okay. I hope that answers your question, because I know that's affecting a lot of people. And once again, your anger isn't wrong, but it's a very powerful tool. And if you're sitting in anger and resentment, our bodies aren't meant to. If you're a narcissist, that's something else. You're on you have different agreements. But our bodies are not meant to stay in anger and rage. Now, if you use anger to take an action that fixes a situation, protects you or somebody else, that's it's helpful information. But just sitting around stewing and getting, it's like they're keeping rent in your head and your space. And I know it's hard to do in this situation. First thing, do not beat yourself up for being angry, because then it's like they got you. 9 ways to Sunday. You're angry. They want people to lash out. And then they can say, see, oh, now we own you. That's how they're owning you, really. So don't let them do that, okay? Don't let them do that. And take back your power. Use your anger like a martial artist would, to be very, like, you ground, you sit, you ask your higher self or God, like, what do I do with this situation? And then you effectively take an action where you strike back in a way that doesn't create negative karma, that helps you keep your dignity and respect, or it keeps you in a place of peace. Maybe turn it off for a while till you feel like you're in a better space. And then when you come back, so it's like, look at it as like you're learning how to deal with your emotions as we all go through this really negative time in history. But the good thing is that people are waking up, and we are coming to the understanding and finally talking about in this country what corporations and billionaires are doing to the people, and the people will take back the power. Oh, that's what we're going to talk about, impeachment. We, the people, will take back our country and our power. And we are living through in a very exciting and interesting time. We're at the very tiny beginnings of what that looks like. Having a world, now if you want to be a billionaire, you want to have a big company, sure, go for it. But not treating people horribly, not, denying them health care, not denying them a living wage. Like it used to be, you could have a company, you could own a house, you could put your kids through college, and your health care, well, it used to be, maybe back in the 60s, if you were a person of color, you weren't having a good life, but if white people were. But what if it was like that way, and it could be that way for all people in our country? What if we had universal Medicare? So we can have all these things. Let's talk about impeachment. Yeah, let's talk about impeachment. So this, and I am reading on this, okay? This, let's talk about that at the end. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's talk about that at the end. What's going to happen? Because there's a lot of questions here. Hey, come back. Okay. So thank you for that question, Jody. Let's talk about, please tell me if Ukraine will prevail and help Europe, since Kankles is now back to supporting Russia. Okay, I'm going to like your comment. I love your comment. Thank you. Thank you for your question. I feel like we're going to, the energy is shifting for Ukraine. It could be in the next couple weeks. There could be some kind of a deal. This deal that they put out is just a Russia wish list. It's not going to fly. That Ukraine is not going to do that. But Kankles, like I said, he knows he's in trouble, so he's going to try to really do some things to get his poll numbers up, because if he loses in the midterms, he will be impeached, and a lot of them are going to jail. So, I mean, you'd think you'd done this before. So but at least he's trying to do some things that aren't so horrible, even though he created a lot of these problems. I'm not saying he created the war, but he created the tariff problem. I mean, things were already not that good. And that's how he got in, by lying about saying how he was going to fix it when he actually made things much worse. Okay. So we just have a really corrupt government. And okay, back to the war. I read on this, and I see 6 months from now, Ukraine doing good. So it takes time to heal. Once you've been through a war, of course, it's not just grabbing land and monies, but once you've done that and you've killed people, that land is then sacred and holy land that should only belong to the ancestors, and the land needs to heal. The people need to heal. Now, Ukrainians are tough. They're badasses. They have big hearts, and they are brave, just like Americans. We're standing up. We're brave. Okay. But I do feel like there is going to be a breakthrough here. Let's pull some cards again. Will the Ukraine war end? And thank you for watching to the end of this video, because it's it helps me out. I'll just tell you that. Yeah. All right. So it helps me out in what I'm doing, and it gets the information out there. If you could hype my videos, that would be really cool. I don't know how to tell you how to do that, but if you can do that, that'd be really cool. All right. So let's look at Ukraine in the next, let's say, 2 or 3 weeks. Okay. How is Ukraine doing in the next 2 or 3 weeks? Let me look psychically. Oh, he looks good. Zelensky looks good. He looks connected to oceans. I don't know if he's a Pisces, but I see him with the scepter and the crown. I'm not saying he's a king, but he looks like, and a cape around him, like he's being honored as a hero. Show me Ukraine. Okay. Well, this has been a horrible abuse. by Russia on Ukraine. And we know that. If you're watching this channel, you probably know that. So they've been horribly abused. Okay. Wow. Look at that. This is good. There's growth, and there's some kind of agreement, giving and take. There's an agreement. They're not going to take the agreement they have now. The lies are in the past. A lot of Republicans are afraid of re-election, and they know the American people don't support Russia. And so the lies and the disinformation are going away. The voters, an agreement. An agreement will be made. Okay. Yeah. There's, I feel like there's good news. Now, is Russia completely stopped forever? I don't think so. But there is good news on the way, and I feel like they're going to come to some type of agreement. Now it is, well, I think we'll be out of Mercury retrograde by then, so it probably will be. It might stick. I still don't trust Russia, but hey, if they could stop bombing and killing people and not take that, Ukraine will have to make some concessions because, okay, but I don't feel like it's going to. Let's ask: is Ukraine going to give up some of their land? 3 cards. Is Ukraine going to give up some of their land? No, they fought to hold their land. Oh, shoot. There's something that they have to give up. So they fought, but they're also going to hold on. Okay, they're going to hold on. So there's something they have to let go of. Okay. Let's look at your next questions here. JR Varsity. Oh, will JD get a divorce? Because he's Catholic, and the Catholics are against divorce, right? And let's look. And that's not going to look good if he's trying to be the new president or run for president, or Kankles gets impeached. Let's see. Let's see. Will JD and Usha Vance get a divorce? Like within the next couple years? Or before the 2028 election, will there be a divorce? Let's look at how they're doing now. Oh, she's pissed. I feel like something just went flying like a pot. The pot was empty. It wasn't full of hot water. But he's kind of going like, yeah, you need to duck because you've done her wrong, by talking against her religion. Oh, the question says, is she using the Hindu goddess is she praying? Sure, she's praying. She's very spiritual, very religious, and kind of strict in her beliefs. Wow. Let's look. Are they going to get a divorce? JD Vance is grinning and bearing. He's like, he's showing his teeth. Teeth are about making a decision, but he's trying to look like everything's okay. But that's not a real smile. It's just like, it's a fake smile, like, let's all talk about something else. Are they going to get a divorce? I feel like the main thing he wants is to be successful. He doesn't really care about her that much. He'll do it, whatever. He's already sold his soul. He said Kankles was horrible. He called him the H word from World War II. And then turned into his vice president. So he just does it, whatever. His main thing is what will make me success. which is what his problem is. And that's what America's problem is because we're trying to be successful or wealthy, and we're ready to throw away other people, our ethics, our morals, which is how we ended up here. Not doing the right thing, just chasing after money and fame. Okay? Will they get a divorce? There's still more stuff hidden here. There is a question of, do we get a divorce? It has not been good for a long time. They're fighting. They're both very stubborn and fighting. If they stay together, it's a lie. She may end up living in a separate home, or they're just disconnected, or more will come out about the illusion of this. And he's not going to be successful anyway, so he will have thrown everything away, like a lot of people did who voted for Kankles. Throw everything away. We want good prices for groceries. Well, that didn't work too well, did it? So it's like the same playbook for him. Yeah, it does not look good. Okay. Let's answer more of the questions here. And will there be evidence that the election was stolen? Will it come out? And ask my guides to give you justice. We, okay. We, the people, need to bring the justice. You can't. Yes, praying helps. Will evidence come out that the 2024 election was stolen? Well, it already, well, because we have Citizens United and a lot of money elections and lobbyists and gerrymandering and BOMB threats at polling places and candidates who lie. So, I mean, Kamala, a black woman, put out there with 90 minutes to turn the country around. Okay. Will evidence come out that the election was stolen? So we're talking about there were cases where ballots were thrown out in some counties if people could not find their votes. And there's also, I think what the evidence they're looking for is that the tallies in the machines were tampered with. So other than the things that, like ballots being dumped, will that come out, or will the totals of the voting machines, were they changed by Starlink, Elon's technology? Will it come out that the election was stolen? Oh, it looks like, yeah. Because we have Kankles, the agreement, and the strength. The strength is saying is a yes card. Yeah, there is going to be evidence coming out. Yes, yes, and yes. Okay, yes, and the government will come in, and yeah. Wow, they haven't been. I'm still concerned about that election, December 2nd, but I guess it's a really red area. So what we want to do is lose in less numbers. The election, December 2nd in Tennessee, with Afton Bain and what's his name, the Republican. I wrote it down somewhere. Okay, let's look at your other questions here. Oh, will Sheriff Chad Bachali, I think his name is, a Trump supporter, be the next governor of California? So we looked last week at Tom Steyer. He looks good. Eric Swalwell, I like him. I would welcome him as the governor of California. But I feel like there's something he doesn't make. I feel like corporations or people higher up are not backing him. Even though he is a congressman, I just don't feel like I feel like he has a good future, but I'm not feeling him as governor at this point. But let's look at this Sheriff Chad, whatever, Republican. Is he going to be the next governor of California? Oh, Sheriff Chad, I can't pronounce the last name, Bachari? Will Sheriff Chad be the next governor of California? Will you win the governorship of California? Let me look at him psychically. I feel like the Republicans don't even like him. I feel like he is not going to do well. Okay, it's the messaging. The money is not behind him. The money's in the past. The votes are in the past. People are looking for change, something new, another plan, not a MAGA plan. He's a MAGA guy. He's a Trump guy. Huh. I mean, he might have a chance, but I feel like karma's going to come back on him. I'm not seeing it. Nope. I'm going to say no. I don't think he will. We'll look again as it gets closer, but I'm going to say no. So far, Tom Steyer looks best. I think, what's her name? I liked her, Katie Porter, but I guess she said something to a staff member or something, got angry, and corporate media jumped all over that because they're happy because she really is working against corporations and trying to help people. And she's a very intelligent woman, but I guess she has a little bit of a temper. And so you make one mistake with them and you're that type of person, that hurt her. So I don't even know if she's running anymore. You all probably know more than me. Okay. So let's look at farmers in America. It really is a shame what's happening with our farms in America. I'm hoping that in this new energy that they start growing actual food that feeds communities. I don't know if that's possible for them to make because they were making big money. They're doing soy and corn and to make high fructose corn syrup to feed cattle, livestock, and to make a lot of junk food with soy or, a probably genetically modified soy. And so they were growing probably wheat, genetically modified wheat. So a lot of crops were being grown to go to big corporations or to sell overseas. And a lot of those crops were not organic. They're really making junk food, which is making people sick, or selling it so it's big business. So I love farmers. I come from a farming family. My dad's side of the family were corn farmers before the GMOs and all that. But I kind of got to say, I hate to say this, but I don't think you really knew where this was going. But once you start supporting those big corporations that are selling farm equipment, or I don't know what they're doing with seeds, or they're making a lot of money here and doing industrial agriculture rather than smaller farms. So I support smaller farms, and I think we need to get back to health. That would be my preference. But I know that's probably not doable for a lot of farmers. I don't pretend to understand this as well as a farmer, and I have a lot of compassion for them. But let's just back the truck up. Those are my personal opinions on How do we get our country back to smaller farms, growing food that feeds people here, or that could be sold? But those are just my personal preferences, which hopefully are, I'd like to look and see if we're going to go in that direction. Because I did see a video with a farmer saying, that maybe they would consider that. If they still have their land, I hope they would. But let's look at a more doable answer for them right now is China going to start buying the soybeans? So apparently there was a phone call today, and it was said that China said early next year it'll start buying soybeans from America again, which would help. I mean, they were already in trouble before the tariffs, but let's back the truck up and start where we are, because a lot of them are in really bad situations, and I have compassion for that. I mean, even though I feel like big industry came in and just tried to clone everything, not clone, but make everything big business, rather than the real farmers there growing food for their communities or for the world. And instead of looking at maybe so much as a business, but being also ethical and caring about the planet and the people that live here on it, and the animals. So that would be good, instead of just going after profits, getting the corporations, or just getting them to do things. So I don't know how much they were conned or how much they went along with some of it, but okay. So let's look at, will China start buying soybeans? Like, I don't understand why they voted for Kankles in the first place, because he already screwed him over last time. Can't vote for a black woman. Oh, she's not very. She was. I saw this lady in the grocery store right after the election. She goes, I can't believe that Kankles won, but I wasn't going to vote for that really dumb lawyer, that woman. I was like, what? Okay. Yes. Okay. Is the money coming? Karma. Here we have karma again. This is big money. This is big business. And it matters for our country. It matters because it matters to them. Their families that have had these farms for generations. This is big. And China. Okay. Some kind of deal. Not enough. But something, it's something. I feel, yeah. Supreme Court might roll it back more. There might be more lawsuits when these farmers may sue. I feel like the laws will change, and I feel like this is good news for our farmers. Okay. And I know I talked about a lot of things, and it's hard to get out of broken, toxic systems, but we have to, and we have to start talking about it. So I see good things for farmers coming in the future, okay? And God knows they need it. I know not everybody's going to be an organic carrot farmer like I think they should be, but I mean, I don't think that everyone should just, but hey, if you have land, why not, All right. Oh, there's new emails coming out. Let's look at new emails coming out. I've only been 39 minutes. I thought it was 19 minutes. Let's look at the new emails. There's new Epstein emails coming out. What's going to be in there? What is happening? Guys, show me the new emails. Let me look psychically. Oh, Epstein is a ghost. He is a ghost. And he is helping these to come out. He's like, you know what? He is pissed at, he's putting up the middle finger. He's pissed at Cankles. Like, I'm going to pull the chair out from under you. That's the chair that broke the Epstein files. Okay. He just said, I broke the chair. I helped it happen. I pulled it out from under him. That's what Epstein's saying. Okay. So what's in the emails, Epstein? I never thought I'd be talking to him. Okay. There's more that needs to be open. There's pictures that are going to come out. They're going to come out. They're going to come out. There's Virginia Defray. She's pissed. She's fighting from the other side. She says there's still boxes of stuff that are hidden with information. Videos. Everything was videotaped. They have all that stuff. They're going to try to release a little something from a court case. Here's the files on the Supreme Court. Oh, the Supreme Court won't let us release the, what is it? What's it called? The jury thing from that trial. They're going to try to make it seem like that's what the way they won't let us have it. Oh, she is just so crooked. Oh my God, Bondi. Oh my God. Yeah, Epstein and Virginia Frey is pissed. She's kicking the box like it's coming out. Oh, she's mad. She's like grabbing Bondi by the hair and pulling her like, get in front of the cameras and tell the truth. I mean, she's really, Virginia Frey is furious. Stomping around. Ooh-wee. And Epstein is sitting back there with the middle finger laughing. He's laughing all the way. Like, you killed me. You know who killed him. So this isn't just about pedophiles, raping women, sex trafficking, money laundering. It's also about murder. So the Republicans, and we're going to talk about that in the impeachment, are supporting a pedophile and a murderer, a gangster, is in there with dementia and smells and is nasty and angry, and keeping him in there. That's why they're going to lose the midterms. Oh, this information is coming out. But let's look at this next tranche of emails. And it's like divinely timed. You wait and see. That's what Virginia Defray is saying. You wait and see. She said, this is coming from God, high up himself, or Jesus, or something. She's like, looking at the light is going to be shined. The light will be shining on these emails. Yeah. Oh, here it is. The light. The light will shine. So he's shining the light. And we should have hope. Oh, these emails. Ooh. Truth is coming out. Truth for the victims. The secrets will be revealed. It's coming out. You can't hide it. It's coming out, and it will be his undoing. Yeah, yeah. We're going to do a dance every time it comes out. We should be happy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, my God. Okay. Let's look at impeachment. So, a lot of good stuff coming. I know it's hard for people. Let's really try, and I'm going to teach this in my angel class too, to have joy in your holiday and have an inner joy rather than trying for everything to be perfect on the outside or spending all this money or going into debt. I remember my mother used to have practically a nervous breakdown from Christmas. And then she started leaving the country so she could escape Christmas because it's just so stressful. A lot of people's suicide rates go up because it's like a statement of your life. People think that. And it's actually just another day. Why can't every day be Christmas? Why aren't we joyous and grateful on Thanksgiving? Why can't we be grateful and joyous on every day? Okay. So let's look at impeachment. Will Kankles be impeached before the midterms? I just saw him, when I saw him fall down and like he's crawling on the floor, like he's still here. Because I think I looked at this last week and I saw after the midterms. But things could change. We have a jumper card. There's manipulation, okay? He's trying to turn, oh, that brings us JD. There's JD. Let's ask that. Well, okay, first let's ask, will he be impeached by before the midterms? Will Kankles be impeached before the midterms? It's going to fall apart. It's going to be a mess. But not yet. Okay, it may start. It may start. Yeah, because actually this looked more like a yes. I was thinking after the midterms, but at the rate he's going, this looks more like a yes. They may start it. There's talk of it. There's big rallies. Impeach, convict, and remove. Oh, we didn't ask that. Will he be convicted and removed? But I feel like there's Al Green. I love that guy. He's very brave, and we all need to be brave now. If you're not brave, you shouldn't be in office. The Democrats should support this, and the Republicans. You got to get this criminal out of there. It's dangerous every day what he's doing. I looked at Kristi Noem is going to be in trouble for stealing money. She's probably going to be out of there. Yeah, a lot of them. So let's ask, will he be impeached after the midterms? Oh, card drop. There's talk of it. Will he be, impeached, convicted, and removed? Will he be impeached, convicted, and removed after the midterms? Will Kankles be impeached, convicted, and removed? Ooh. Yeah. It's going to be treacherous. He's going to be dangerous. Well, yeah, and he will. So he will. That is if he's still alive, okay? I did this video. It was like August or September, the end of an American presidency. When the Epstein files started coming out, I'm like, oh, this is the end. My guides told me this is the beginning of the end. And some people are like, they want it to be done, that day. I'm like, no, it takes, but I'm looking at what's going to happen in the future. Okay, so that's what I meant by that. So I saw all this coming. It's just kind of like how it plays out. Let's ask, will they impeach a lot of people in the cabinet? Will JD be impeached? Because some people saw, and I'm like, impossible, like Democrats coming in there after the impeachment. I'm like, it goes to JD, and then it goes to Speaker of the House. But so, we don't want the elf on the shelf, Mega Mike in there. Yikes. Okay, so let's look at, will they impeach the whole, a lot of them, will they be impeached? I think to do that, you're going to have to go after the midterms, let's say, because I don't think that's, well, let me just pull two cards. Will they impeach the whole cabinet before the midterms? Wow, that's possible. Okay, let's ask. I mean, I got two yeses. Will they impeach? Okay, impeach, convict, and remove. Will they impeach, convict, and remove the whole cabinet before the midterms? Impeach, no. No, they're not gonna, they might start. But no, there's not enough support, but they could start it. Okay. Yeah. So will they impeach, convict, and remove after the midterms? There's going to be a wait. There's something that we have to wait for. Will they impeach, convict, and remove Kankles and a lot of his cabinets after the midterms? They're looking at like, what can we do? What can we do? No, I don't think they're going to be able to do that. I think that's a stretch. Sorry. Yeah. So after the midterms, will Kankles be impeached, convicted, and removed? I feel like if he's still alive, or if he's still, like, he may not, if he's still functioning, he may end up, I've seen him, in a wheelchair in old people's home, unable to really think clearly, walk, or function. I feel like he's a hanger-oner. He's not going to leave that quickly. Oh, and by the way, when he passes, the vibration of the planet will go up. People will feel better. And I don't want to celebrate somebody's death here, but it is true, when negative energy leaves the physical realm, people feel better. So I'm not promoting any violence, of course. So will Kankles, after the midterms, be impeached, convicted, and removed? I feel like it could start before the midterms, and it's already they're introducing articles of impeachment. Al Green is this week. But will he be convicted and removed after the midterms? It takes a while. Let me make sure I have this right. Will Kankles be impeached, convicted, and removed after the midterms? It's like the upside down world when I look at it. Yeah, karma is coming. Yes. People are tired of this. Yes. He might make a deal. You give me a pardon. As if he makes it that long. You give me a pardon, or, I'll leave. Let me keep some of my money or something, or give me a pardon and I'll leave. Or enough Republicans are on board. They're done with this. It's going to be, this is a yes. This is a yes. Some people thought that he might try to flee. I don't think he's going to be able to do that when he sees that it's going to be all over for him. But he will probably, like Nixon did, try to make some type of a deal to stay out of prison. Okay, which I don't think should happen, but I'm just reading the energy. All right. Thank you so much for watching to the end. I really appreciate you. I will be on, I'm probably going to be on Thanksgiving. I'm going to do a show on Wednesday. So post your questions on my community page or in the comments. I read all the comments. I'm sending you so much love. Take care. Breathe, and we're going to do this. We can do this. Okay? Take care.